Live visuals coming in at the moment of Prime Minister Modi as he is on a two-nation visit beginning in Tokyo, in Japan. Prime Minister Modi is currently in Japan. His annual bilateral meet with Shigeru Ishiba is due, but just listen into what's happening at the moment. Quite an enthusiastic reception there from the Indian diaspora as they welcome Prime Minister Modi as he lands in Japan's Tokyo. He has arrived in the country for his first standalone visit in 7 years. He has an action-packed schedule lined up, calling the visit an opportunity to advance India's national interests. Prime Minister Modi has said it would also strengthen regional and global peace and security. He's got a packed agenda with trade, investment, defense, science and tech featuring as top priorities. He's also expected to meet Japanese industrialists and political leaders in Tokyo besides the Indian diaspora. Vishal Vivek has been tracking the Prime Minister's Tokyo touchdown very closely as well. He joins us with a quick update on the agenda and what's happening at the moment. Vishal, take us through the plan of action and take us through what's happening in these visuals as well.
Well, the pictures clearly tell the story because Prime Minister Modi has been welcomed by the Indian diaspora in Japan, and this was highly expected that so many people would turn up, because every time Prime Minister Modi visits a foreign country, the diaspora does come up in huge numbers to support him and to encourage him, and the same has happened in Japan. We've heard from various people in the diaspora that they're quite excited about the PM Modi's visit there, and there are several things lined up, several things expected from the visit of PM Modi to Japan, because the media has mostly been talking about Prime Minister's visit to China, which is expected in 2 days, but many experts have suggested that it is PM's visit to Japan that has far greater significance, because partnership, India-Japan partnership has been quite robust in the last 10 to 11 years, ever since Prime Minister Modi became occupied the chair for the first time. Some of the things that are expected during this visit are a focus on deepening strategic, economic and tech ties, talks on Mumbai-Ahmedabad bullet train project, coordination of defense cooperation, maritime security, investment in chips, green energy and digital infra. This is a crucial point because this is the day of semiconductors. Countries across the globe are investing huge amounts of sums in chip fabs. India is also doing the same. So there will be partnership on that front. And there will also be focus on expanding investment opportunities. So these are some of the areas that are expected to be discussed during this big visit.
Vishal, also, can you take us through how India is planning to leverage this summit to actually gain long-term access to Japanese tech, especially in the clean energy and chip sector?
So Japan is, as we all know, one of the most high-tech countries on the planet. It has some of the biggest, electronics manufacturers in the world. It has also some of the biggest, some of the most reliable car manufacturers in the world. So there could be talks on.
Japan Swagatam. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tassavitru Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Sarve
Right, quite a reception there for Prime Minister Modi as he has landed in Japan's Tokyo. At the moment, joining us on the broadcast, President of the Diaspora event that's taking place, Anil Raj is with us. Mr. Raj, thank you so much for making time for us. Let's begin with the significance of this touchdown. What does Prime Minister Modi's visit to Japan mean to you personally and to the Indian community that's gathered here more broadly?
Thank you very much. I'm standing right in front of the hotel where we had the event. I just came out of the event, and it was an exciting event. I've been here 26 years. I have not seen such electrifying experience. It's always there when Modi ji has come to Japan. It's his 8th year, and I represent the IT Association here. IT Association. I'm the founder chairman, and I have with me Sonal Singh. Sonal ji.
I represent the Indian community at Edogawa as the president. And yes, what Anil San said, really, this was electrifying experience. People were shouting his name, people were citing slogans and everything. You can see there were performances, there were slokas recited, and it was a warm and very loud welcome for Modi ji during his 8th visit. And we believe this visit will bring a lot of strong bonds between Japan and India, which has been already there. But we are witnessing more minerals and other prosperity towards India and Japan bonds. So hopefully all things will also strengthen. So yeah, the civilization of both the countries are very old, and that cultural bond has been very well reflected during this visit, because if you see, the Japanese are performing all the Indian classical dances and the diaspora warmly welcomes him. Thank you.
That was
And both
music
the
to our
PMs
ears this morning. Mr.
Both the PMs are meeting. Both the PMs are meeting. We expect a lot of good policies to come up from this meeting.
Indeed.
And we hope that there's a lot of semiconductor thing, because Japan is very, very strong in semiconductor areas.
Yes.
And apart from that, I would also like to request the PM's team to focus on manpower. There's a lot of manpower to be tapped, manpower.
Mr. Raj, you mentioned you've been in Japan for 26 years.
Yeah.
As members of the Indian diaspora living, working there, can you take us through how the India-Japan relationship has evolved in these recent years?
Yeah, I've been here 26 years, and IT, I do businesses in various sectors, IT, hospitality, the education. So I have seen the breadth of the Indian diaspora, and you wouldn't imagine when I was here, 90 and 98, there was only 7,000, 6,000, 7,000 people. Now we have 53,000, 54,000 people now. So with Modi ji's every visit, the bilateral relationship is going higher, and we in 3 years' time, I think I wish we could cross 1 lakh, right? So I think there's a lot of progress that we have made, and there's a lot more to come.
Mr.
With
Raj?
this Modi ji's visit and PM, when both PMs meet.
In terms of the tangible impact, has the Indian community in Japan benefited from the growing India-Japan economic ties? Are
Yes,
job
I think
opportunities improving in sectors like IT, research and engineering?
Yeah, IT research and engineering, I can see a lot of improvement here, a lot of IT companies. In fact, the association that I had has 60 Indian IT companies here.
Okay.
Of course, they're small to medium. We represent small to medium. And this was not the case around few years back. So I think this was not the case few years back. So I think there's a lot of progress to be made. There's a lot of collaborations that have been done. So definitely there's a lot of tangible things. I can see a lot of Indian companies also inquiring from India to set up their branches in Japan. So I think we should do that.
And I think a proposed number has been given around 2 lakh plus, in which highly skilled people will also be coming. So
Okay.
yeah, we in another 10 years, we are looking bigger Indian diaspora in Japan, definitely.
Delightful.
And today, yeah.
And 50,000 employees, I think recently Speaker of the House actually committed 50,000 employees to be taken in the blue-collar sector.
Yeah, blue collar.
Okay.
So I think that should be a game changer for India. We have a lot of manpower. We have
Skills.
yeah, and the only thing that stands between India and Japan is the Japanese language skills, which I think we are doing. We are also doing a lot of language implementation in with other governments in India. So we hope we can increase these numbers soon.
Okay, before we wrap, I'd just like to quickly address your expectations. What specific sectors, whether it's tech, trade, education, do you hope to see stronger collaboration as a result of the summit that's about to take place?
Collaboration in defense,
Yeah.
IT,
Education,
education.
a little bit will be there, but mostly it will be minerals, which I see, IT, technology, because innovation has been stressed a lot. So bullet train from Japan has already reached India. So we believe more and more projects will be reaching India very soon, as from state of Gujarat, Odisha, Telangana. Now more states will be taken in interest from India. So talks has been already initiated from many sectors. So, but definitely the highlight will be IT, innovations side, basically. Then
Semiconductor also. Semiconductor is a big thing.
Yes. It's taking a big shot here. So semiconductor, India, Japan bond will be really, and more deals are like signed there. And yeah, definitely the Japanese government is very much inclined because we have the skill power and we have the manpower and they have the technology and innovation. So combining both the nations will come out very strong and the relations will definitely flourish more and more.
And somewhere I read the news that there is some kind of deal happening where 5 lakh Indians will be taken in next 5 or 8 years or something like that. I don't know how far the news is right, but I have also read the news about it.
Wait for a confirmation regarding that.
Yeah.
But another crucial aspect I want both of you to weigh in on is, are there still challenges around work permits? You mentioned language barriers exist, but are there challenges persisting around work permits or cultural integration that need to be addressed at a bilateral level, or is everything hunky-dory?
I think from a technology or educated class sector, there is no problem with the visas.
Okay.
But from the blue collar, yes, visa is a challenge, and because the scrutiny is high, the time taken to get the visas is high, and also language, of course, for blue collar, language is a major factor. So either we have to invest more into language training, or what do you say? So
From my side, I'm a counseling psychologist professionally, and I take a lot of orientation here regarding cultural shocks for Indian community who is coming to Japan. And this is supported by the Japanese government. I'm telling you, this is supported very much from them, and they come us and reach out that we need to tell them about the Japanese culture. So regarding culture and language, definitely there is a barrier because the language is really difficult to learn. But Indian people, we are very powerful and we are very strong, and definitely we are excelling here. In IT also, we are very much in demand. In education sector also, we are very much in demand. So definitely, whatever challenges come, India will overcome it and we will make our country proud.
Well,
I would
we
like all
love
the
that
Indian
endearing
businessmen
spirit.
I would like all Indian businessmen to come to Japan and definitely explore more.
Yeah. There's a lot of opportunities. This country is beautiful. This country teaches us a lot. Our country is standing beside and enhance with this country. So definitely, both the countries together will definitely come in the international platform very bold and very
Thank you
serious.
so much.